Everything that Artichoke made in year 1 and 2 went to this place called Overdose, which was a bakery that I once had.
Yes.
And it was lost in 3 months.
3 months?
3 months. Everything that I made in year 3, 4, and 5 of Artichoke went into my restaurant Bird. And so far it's been losing. Basically, I've made nothing.
Right.
From all my last 6 years at Artichoke, apart from my own salary, and apart from the other consulting gigs that I do outside, and teaching and all that kind of stuff, that's where my money comes from, not from the restaurant. Because as fast as you can make it, you can also lose it very, very, even faster.
Wow, I'm astounded to hear that in 3 months you lose. How did that happen? Why, I mean, with at least with some knowledge of operating a restaurant, you would think you wouldn't fall into that trap.
Exactly.
How did that happen?
So I opened at Waterloo Centre, right across the road from Artichoke, because I wanted a place where I could bake bread and send the bread down to Artichoke, fresh every day, within 10 minutes. So I was looking for a space near Artichoke. So I found a ground floor unit at Waterloo Centre that was a really nice unit. It was a tuition centre, but the facing was a big open field. Big open field. And it was just across the corridor from a big open field. So there's a little walkway, maybe about 1.5 meters wide, and it was just this big field across. So I spent money on renovations. I told you before that renovations cannot be taken back, right? Okay, so I spent money converting the place from a tuition center into a bakery with a massive open window that looked out to this field. I built a nice bench on that window so people could sit on the windowsill. The windowsill was basically a bench and drink their coffee and eat their Middle Eastern pastries and all that kind of stuff and look out to this field. In the back of my head, I was always wondering what's going to happen to this field. So I spoke with the landlord. He said, "Oh, nothing's going to happen. Don't worry, nothing. It's been like that for years. It belongs to the government." 2 months after we spent about $200,000 doing all of that, that field became a construction site. It was 1.5 meters from our front door, and that 1.5 meters from the front door was also scaffolded all the way up, 5 stories.
So no one want to walk by.
First of all, there was piling, there was drilling. The big open view that we had now became a white board because of this scaffolding.
Right.
They boarded the whole place up. I thought, okay, how long can this go on for? Let's ride it out. I found out that it was going to go on for 1 whole year. 1 full year. Our business, which was good in the first month, went to virtually zero in the second month. Sorry, our business, which was good in the first 2 months, went to virtually zero in the third month. Virtually zero. That was a corridor between the open field and the shophouse units. People would use that pathway to cross between Queen Street and Waterloo Street. So it was a thoroughfare. Our publicity came from people walking through. They cut off one end. They cut off one end totally. So there was a dead end.
So no one would walk there.
From a passageway, it became a dead end alley. So no one walked in anymore. People walked around the whole thing. And this big view that we spent so much money and so much time building, and all the months of rent that we paid while we were renovating to open up this thing, and all the applications that we made to HDB to knock down this wall to make this big window, went out the drain. And we found out that our landlord knew about this early. Didn't tell us. In fact, told us the opposite. And when we came into our landlord and said, "Hey, can you give us some kind of concession?"
Right.
Because he threw the book at us and said, "No, sorry, you signed the lease." By the 4th month, we lost so much. You know when you pay salaries and pay rent and you have 0 sales?
Yeah.
That's fucked.
Yeah.
By the 4th month, we were so fucked we had to close to cut our loss.
Wow. And landlord didn't even
Didn't give a shit.
Wow.
Didn't give a shit.